Yo, 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 welcome back to Paid in Full Financial. It's your boy, Kyrie. And today I'm going to get into mindset and how changing your mindset can change your financial future, not just for you, but also for your family. So let's jump into it. So, as I sit back and I reflect and I think about all the people that I know that's successful, right? Meaning financially successful, I always think about, what makes them different from the average person that's just working a 9 to 5 job trying to survive. What makes them different, right? And sitting back and thinking about it, it always comes down to the mindset, right? The people that I personally know, whether they're an entertainer, whether they're in sports, whether they own a business, or whether they just, got a college degree and doing well in life. I always, just think about how are they able to make it out of the situation that they were in to a better financial future for them and their families. And mindset, is the thing that comes to mind, right? The first thing about their mindset is their self-belief, strong self-belief, right? To be able to make it, you have to really believe in yourself. Whether you play sports, whether run a business, you got to believe that you can do it. That's the first thing. And not just kind of believe or sort of believe. Most people sort of believe they can do it. That's why you always hear people, you talk about, hey, I wanna get into real estate, I wanna get into stocks, or I wanna open a business, or I wanna go back to school, but they never really do it, right? They kind of want to do it, but they really, really don't want to do it. So you have to have a strong self-belief in yourself that you can do it to where your actions will follow, right? So once your actions follow, that's when you start to see results. So, like I said, strong self-belief, followed by actions is what I see in the people that's really successful. Number two is the will to sacrifice. How much are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you got to go to, right? Most people aren't willing to sacrifice. You know, you look at athletes and you say, how did they get to where they got to? Because they put in hours. They put in thousands and thousands of hours, whether it's on the court, on the field, in the boxing ring, whatever it may be. They put that time in. They put that they sacrifice to get to where they got to get to. Someone who's successful, from a college, went to college and got a really good job and doing well in their careers. People don't see, but they sacrifice, right? They did 4 years of school. They sacrifice working long hours to get to where they got to get to. So once you have that strong self-belief in yourself that you can do it and you actually do it, you have to be willing to sacrifice, right? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you need to be financially? Are you willing to sacrifice not watching TV, not watching Netflix? Because quite frankly, if you're not where you need to be and you're sitting around watching Netflix, that's a problem. So you have to be willing to sacrifice. So one thing I wanted to touch on is, and let me show you guys this, right? Monopoly, right? I love Monopoly. One of my favorite games. I love to play it. And what I like about Monopoly is it relates to real life, right? What is the goal of Monopoly? The goal of Monopoly is to dominate the board, to own the most homes, right? To own the most assets. He who owns the most properties in Monopoly usually wins the game, right? But every time you play, you have that one person who never buys any property, right? Or they want to hold their money, their paper money, they want to hold it. And all they do is march around the board, march around the board. What happens to those people? Eventually they lose because they don't own anything, right? They got to pay rent or they land on people's property and all that paper money is gone. Same thing in life. He who owns the most assets, meaning homes, real estate, stocks, businesses, whatever it may be, he who owns the most assets usually wins the game. Yeah, you can survive for a little bit. You can march around a board. You can go past go, right, and collect your 200. It feels good when you collect your 200. You can do that, but that's only going to last for a period of time before you're out of the game. Similar to your job, right? You get paid a paycheck every week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. You just pass and go. You collecting your paycheck and you're trying to survive to the next paycheck. hoping you don't land on someone else's property and you're out of the game. You're just hoping and praying. Your life is in someone else's hands. But again, if you take that step and you start to purchase assets, whether it's properties, whether it's stocks, whatever you want to do, you'll win in this game, this financial game for you and your family. So remember that. Stop marching around the board, collect and go, and let's get in the game. Let's buy some assets. And you're sitting there probably thinking, you know what, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. How can I buy assets? I can't afford it, and I'm struggling to even put food on the table for my children. How do I do it? Well, I'll tell you how to do it. Sit down, right? Start with the budget. You know what a budget is? A budget is a tool where you tell your money where to go. Every month you look at how much money you have coming in. What do I have to pay? And you eliminate the wants. As you look at it, it's wants and needs, right? What do I need? You need food, housing. You need transportation to get to work if you go to work, daycare. The needs, and you eliminate the wants. Like I said before, if you have cable, Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever it may be, you shouldn't be watching that if you're not where you want to be financially. So let's cut out the needs. Let's cut out the wants and let's stick with the needs. And I'm sure you'll be able to find a couple $100 in your budget to be able to save, invest, and do whatever you want to do with it. And that may not sound like a lot right now, but I tell you, if you can find $400 or $500 a month to put away, that's $6,000 a year. In 2 or 3 years, $18,000. If you invest it right, it's probably 30 grand. You can do a lot with 30 grand. You can open a business. You can buy a property. You can invest in stocks. But it starts with you first believing in yourself that, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to do this for my family. I want to do this for me. Taking action, right? The first action would be, how do I educate myself? I want to get in real estate, but I don't know about real estate. How do I educate myself? Get on YouTube. YouTube it, real estate. Thousands and thousands of videos teach you how to do it. Same thing with stocks. Same thing with opening a business, right? So educate yourself. The first thing, educate yourself. Believe, educate, budget, and then execute. So in my upcoming videos, like I said, I'm going to walk you through my budget. Again, I don't like to use the word budget because it sounds cheap, but I'm going to walk you through, how I tell my money where to go each month. And then what I really want to do, I can't wait to start getting into stocks, the stock market, and start how do you break down businesses? How do you know what stocks to buy? How do you know what price point to get into stocks? So that's my passion. And that's what I really want to get into on this channel. But again, I want to build up to, starting with your mindset, changing your mindset to become a great investor, to get out of the living paycheck to paycheck and really get to making this money. So that's what I want to do. And we'll talk about it in upcoming videos. Until then, peace out. I forgot this. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, or comment below. And I appreciate you guys. Deuce.